I'm Chris Patrick, and this is my lyric breakdown of The Heart Part 5. I remember I was in Chicago specifically when I first even heard The Heart Part 5. I'm over here driving to go see my dog L10. He's mixing the project. Amazing engineer in Chicago. Make sure I go check him out at Classic Studios. Shout out Chris Classic and shit like that. We on the way to Chicago. I hear Heart Part 5. Kendrick killing that shit. And I'm like, yo, this is amazing. Like, we got Kendrick back. Like, I cannot believe this. You know, the hero of the unsung times. You know, he been gone for so long. He done came back and he delivered a very amazing rap. As we moving forward, we coming up to do a little on the radar joint. And I'm a studying type of guy. I watched all the on the radar videos. Like, I was in there watching them. And I'm like, all right, what is everybody doing? It's a lot of drill shit. Cool, raps is fire. But the one thing I noticed was that a lot of the raps was like minute, half long. And I'm like, okay, that's a nice space to sit around and do things. My publicist who set it up for me, love her heart, she hit me and was like, yo, Chris, we got this going on, da-da-da-da-da. We want to make sure that this is amazing. So what the fuck did I decide to do? I decided to take The Heart Part 5, seeing that it was really like that distinctive moment again for Kendrick where he solidified himself, and I brought it to On the Radar and said, all right, let's see if we could do this shit together. Let's see if Chris Patrick could outdo himself. So I came out there and rapped for fucking 5 minutes and 47 seconds. And, you know, the verse is very, very amazing because it's not just an ode to my talent as a whole. It shouts out a lot of Jersey legends in that shit, or upcoming legends as well. So boom, the opening line for that is, this is the perspective of an outlier, the outsiders from Jersey, where every Jersey one better face of a down fighter. That's the opening of this shit. Obviously, I feel like in Jersey as artists, we are outliers to a lot of the other industry. Like, we have our hot, you know, streaks and shit that pop off. But the beauty of this line is not the fact that we outliers, but this is the perspective of an outlier, the outsiders from Jersey, where every Jersey one better face of a down fighter. We used to have a basketball team from New Jersey, which is cool, but Outsiders, that's an actual rap group that was started in New Jersey. So it's a play on words, you feel me? Just to show a lot of respect to that rap group that came from Jersey. I try to keep my lines very tight. Alliteration is super heavy. And then even just the play on words, where every Jersey one better face of a down fighter, obviously showing love to Jersey, but also talking about the fact that, you know, we a hoop city as well, or a hoop state. You can call it a hoop county because North Jersey is the only thing that really matters in Jersey, you know what I'm saying? But I try to keep as much meaning in all the small things, so even as you move through one line, you can still go back and listen to everything else that comes with that shit. Our time is coming without trauma, rage from this house trauma, pain sitting in the conscience of our brains of our proud mamas. Halos sit on top of every frame like they crowns on us, the casket just a throne for the deceased. The biggest part of this is halos sit on top of our heads like they crown on us, the casket just a throne for the deceased. That's another little double entendre again. It's like folks die from a lot of the gun violence and shit like that. And I feel like the folks, Kendrick said it best, you know, it's not the shooter who lives forever, it's the one in front of the gun. So we're not essentially glorifying the fact that folks died, but it's more so just putting a lot of respect on the names of the folks who have left, you know what I'm saying? The best way to kind of put it with the whole casket is a throne for the deceased, again, everybody usually says you're in a better place when a lot of this shit does happen. It is sad to see people go, but truthfully, a lot of folks are in a better place, having came from a lot of the spaces that do tend to be more violent, you know. The only thing you can do is just pray that people do find salvation after life. So I guess the best way to put it for myself, I'm from East Orange. I grew up on Millen Ave. My street wasn't really crazy, but you go like 3 streets over, it get wild in either direction type shit. And I feel like all my friends came from different walks of lives. And just, you know, I think I was blessed enough to stay out of a lot of this shit, but I was an observer and I was able to see a lot of this shit happening to my friends. Jersey, we known for hoops, but at the same time, just like any other, you know, inner city for the most part, we're kind of known for like a lot of the violent things that do happen. So being a part of that shit, no matter how much you try to keep yourself out of it, you're gonna know somebody affected by it either way. So in the attempt to not only put Jersey on the map as I go through this freestyle, the most important shit is that I laid a foundation for what it is. Instead of just dropping into this shit and saying Jersey is the greatest place on earth, let me paint this picture for you, starting from the moment of this is exactly why we ended up in some of the spaces that we ended up, you know what I'm saying, for the most part. Needed ways out, trapping in classes for dough, practicing passing the pole, abstinence wasn't a thing, they smashing the baddest of hoes, daddies was absent for show, damage was wrapped in they soul, granted had chalk lines, not from the kids, but from blasting their foes. Again, a lot of the homies grew up very, very quickly because of the shit that we was exposed to. Trapping in classes for dough, that was a moment for me. Once I started realizing that motherfuckers was selling drugs in class, that was crazy. You know how it is growing up and shit, motherfuckers be curious on sex. Motherfuckers was having sex at some early ass ages. After this wasn't a thing, they smashing the baddest of hoes. Daddies was absent for show. Self-explanatory. Damage was wrapped in their soul. Granted, had chalk lines not from the kids, but from blasting at foes. I was a chalk drawer. I was for sure a chalk drawer. I never forget, seeing that chalk outline type of shit, and you be like, wow, okay, they wasn't playing games today. And it's like, little shit like that started to make me realize, like, no matter what it was that I did to stay out of the way of shit, that shit was still gonna happen. Like, me staying in my crib or me staying out the way is not gonna change what everybody else outside is fucking doing. And that's just one of the things I had to come to terms with. And to play on the whole damage was wrapped in their soul, that's really what it was. A lot of motherfuckers was hurting shit, and they was just hurt people, going through that whole phase and shit, just running that. So that was super critical as I started to notice this. Rates of survival based on the motto of kill or be killed. Never had shit outside of the poverty, little with bills. Cop him a bagel, bacon and egg from the corner was cheap. Huddle around ovens inside the crib when he didn't have heat. Again, back to the whole crazy summers in New Jersey. Rate of survival based on the motto of kill or be killed. That's pretty self-explanatory. Motherfuckers was out here just running willy-nilly with the pole and shit, doing what they thought was the means of progressing themselves. Never had shit outside of the poverty, littered with bills. I feel like everybody had a whole set of bills and shit that they had to go through. That's, that's everything. Obviously, it's, the way it is with a lot of inner city shit. Copped him a bagel, bacon and egg from the corner was cheap. Huddle around ovens inside the crib when he didn't have heat. Yo, bacon, egg, and cheeses, I'm gonna be honest, that's my shit in Jersey. Again, as I tell this story through the freestyle, the most important piece is just laying out that basis of Jersey shit. Like, when it comes to corner store, I don't got a set corner store. Like, I got one like on my shorty crib that I'll go to occasionally and stuff like that. But I'm a bacon, egg, and cheese ass motherfucker on a plain bagel. I'm pretty simple. Throw a little ketchup on there, black pepper, salt, shit like that. Keep it very simple. Occasionally I fuck around with them cheesesteaks. I'm not gonna lie, I think corner store and cheesesteaks be busting. But even as I'm writing these lyrics and I'm putting this shit down, I'm laying this shit out in a way that paints the scenario. Huddle around ovens inside the crib when he didn't have heat. I feel like this is a similarity for a lot of folks, but when you didn't have heat in the crib, what the fuck you gonna do? You gonna open the oven, crank that motherfucker up. Hey, I'm gonna sit there, bruh. That shit was a vibe. Like, I ain't gonna lie, there's days I wake up sometimes and we just be in the kitchen chill, cooling. It was a bonding time. Like, me and my family, we just be chilling and shit. So me, my brother, my pops, my moms, we just be talking. It was nice vibes sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Obviously cold in the crib sometimes, but it was vibes. We was cooling. Great vibes. Swept under the rug like insecurities be ducking, assuring our destruction. The only chances work was working. Best Buy shifts until I worked into discussions of the top 5. A rapping nigga singing like I sing gon' have to pop eyes. Again, as I talk about some of the homie struggle, I transitioned into my own. As I was trying to get a lot of this shit going, I was working at Best Buy. Shout out Best Buy. Psych, nigga, fuck y'all. It's like, nah, for real. I do fuck with Best Buy out in Paramus. Those are my dogs. I love them. They held it down for like 2.5 years, I think it was. Shit was cool. As I was like getting a lot of these raps and shit together, as I'm writing all these shits, as I was, mainly my first project, I wrote all them shits a lot of times in Best Buy. I was penning them shits, working on them shits, telling my coworkers like, yo, we gonna be them guys eventually, don't worry. I'm over here with Justin LA, he worked at the same Best Buy with me. We over here like, yo, we about to be them guys, don't even worry. Fast forward to goddamn the exact date, November 14th, 2020, I was able to quit my job because shit was just moving well to an extent. I wouldn't even say it was moving well. I think in my mind, I was just so confident if I take this risk and jump out of this space that I'm in, I could create something amazing for myself, to which I've been able to do with me and the homies. Like, we really took the risk and was just like, all right, I could rap and I could sing. If I'm at Best Buy for this long and I just keep working at it, somebody gonna peep this shit happening. Somebody gonna peep. They gonna pop their eyes and they gonna see me there. They think we lacking focus. Heat was packed and the host told them niggas I was strapped in. I could clap you in a coma. Madness. I could snap at any moment. This a labyrinth of emotion never lasts until my soul is in the casket of a hole. I'm pushing raps until I'm goated. All right, so this second half, obviously I'm gonna push raps until I die. But it's important that we talk about New Jersey Twerk. He battle rapping from Jersey. He actually, I think, is from Trenton. And one of his staple moments is, I'm strapped in. And then the whole crowd be like, I'm strapped in. I could clap you in a coma. Madness. I could snap at any moment. That shit is so hard to me. So I was thinking to myself, because I like battle rap, but I'm like, fuck it, I want to support battle rap in Jersey. So yeah, that's really just a whole ode to New Jersey Twerk, because he do his strapped in shit. That shit is amazing. Hungry nigga versus nigga with a label in his back pocket, still could get dunked on in any close scrimmage. Expose niggas like I'm Kai, put up no misses. Kyrie Irving love right there, because Kyrie get very shifty. And again, it don't really matter if somebody got a major label in their back pocket. Come see us in the studio, we get crazy with it. We from Jersey, we talk shit, we do it, and it's all love at the end of the day. But that same energy we have in basketball, we have in everything else. So like, Size me up against a GOAT, you see no difference. What's the difference for real? The bread they got behind them, the platform they got behind them. Oh, Kyrie used to go crazy. South Orange Bear. Bro went crazy over there a couple times. Shout out Jesse too. Jesse, another, Jersey guy. Filet, get crazy. Niggas amazing. There's a lot of great hoopers from Jersey. I think some of the best hoopers in the world come from Jersey. That's just a side note. So we gonna talk our shit the same way on the court. We do. Briscoe, another one. Crazy. Briscoe get down. Respectfully, nobody beat Briscoe. No Gilly, put down $1 million that I'm gon' finish. No gimmicks right next to spaces where Ken and Cole finish. No hits, your favorites drop classic that bring out no bitches. Like, again, I like all the classic raps and stuff, but like, if y'all scaring the hoes away, I hate to say this. Anyway, how many mics? Lauryn Hill, Jersey again, the Fugees, like, again, references to Jersey. How many mics do we rip on the daily? Many money, say many. I get mad, frustrated when I rhyme. Thinking of all these, but that literal scheme and those words are taken from Lauryn Hill. Again, we love Lauryn Hill. She's the backbone of Jersey. One project and that was it. There's a reason for that. She's like that. Fuck out of here. This breakdown shit, we got based on the madness in my mind, I'm like a maverick in my time. Luka Doncic, new accomplishments, a master on the ground. Without a mask, we still hit licks. Hit like Cassius in his prime. I'm a Casper who went Lazarus and lacerated Grom from the helix and genetic codes. A lot of shit in there. Obviously, Luka Doncic, I'm not gonna lie, that's like one of my favorite new players coming up. He's amazing. He be putting up buckets. Bro is amazing. He's literally building his resume right in front of us as a GOAT, as we can see it. Without a mask, we still hit licks. We hit like Cassius in his prime. Obviously, COVID was going fucking crazy. It was busting all our asses. I'm not gonna lie, there's been mad people on CXR who got fucking COVID. We be wearing masks out here, but without a mask, we still hit licks. We hit like Cassius in his prime. I'm a Casper who went Lazarus and lacerated crime from the helix and genetic code. Casper is obviously a ghost. Lazarus came back to life. At one point in my life, I felt dead inside. But then this rap shit literally brought me back to life and realized that as a person, especially in just my family and shit, it don't have to stop with just college. I ain't really fuck with college like that. I graduated, but it's like, that wasn't the end all be all for me. I got rap and I feel like I came to life again. And I had like a second coming from my life type shit. A phoenix almost never rose. The feeling of connection get directed through prophetic flows. Ceilings they projected get ejected. When I step on toes, the healer takes acceptance. Through rejection, I might never know, but this little light of mine, everybody talks about this little light of mine gonna shine. To just piggyback on everything before. Again, I felt dead inside for a long time. But I realized, again, I got talent with all this shit and I'm gonna let this light shine. And that's the most important piece of all of this shit. Like sometimes we feel like we be down in the dirt, but we all got things unique about us that the world needs. And that's mad important to like always remember. I should have died in 2019, but I cracked the riddle to the heap of algorithms. My dream's the house of rhythm that'll speak a soundless vision that reflects the light of change and free my people out their prison. I'm not gonna lie, June 30th, 2019, I'm not gonna lie, that was the day I thought I almost ended it all. That was crazy to me, 063019. And I'm glad I made the decision not to because I remember I had this freestyle. You know, it's crazy how all this shit is full circle. I had a freestyle over a Kendrick beat that I put up, and I said, hey, this is my last attempt at music, this is gonna be it. I put that shit up on Twitter, that shit went fucking crazy. And from that point on, my dream's the house of rhythm that'll speak a soundless vision that reflects the light of change to free my people out the prism. Obviously, prisms are, objects that reflect light, that's a play on words again. To reflect that change of light for everybody, that was the goal for me. The city raises to be kings without the fear of another. I wear my city on my arm, that shit a serial number. No cap. No cap, I got that shit right there, 07017, that's East Orange. Again, that shit mad important to me because whenever I do interviews and shit, I always tell everybody I'm from East Orange, New Jersey. I feel like there are a couple Jersey artists who have come up and have claimed other places. Like, why the fuck wouldn't you want to claim where you from? Claim your hometown, put motherfuckers on from there. There's more people than Chris Patrick in East Orange who are talented as fuck. So again, I'm gonna wear this motherfucker. That's mad important. And to double down on that, I said, I'm from the land of D-Roll, Sue, and BBG Stepper. I command the flows to go through and feed the team cheddar. I expand the whole goal so we could I expand the whole goal so we could sweep elite steppers. See, the plan was homegrown. You done seen the team effort. CXR till I die. Ain't no dynasty after. Fuck a slave, bitch. I'm trying to be master. Sue Surf. So Sue Surf a little bit older than us. He's amazing. Battle rapper. Again, I talked about him earlier when I was talking about New Jersey twerk. Like, Sue opened up the lane for a lot of motherfuckers before everybody. Shout out Fetty Wap too, Coil Ray, SZA. Like, there's mad people who opened up the way. I had to really show love to Sue though, because Sue, battle rapping, that shit got me in the mindset of even wanting to rap, like, just put shit together. Sue was super important to that. And then even the young bulls too, D-Rose and BBG Stepper, I love them, bruh. Like, them niggas younger than me, they hard. I don't never got a problem showing love to people. So even with all these bars and shit that I'm like pointing out and shit, the most important point that we gotta say is I'm better than y'all niggas. That is true, but most importantly, like, if you from Jersey, bro, keep grinding at this shit, you know what I'm saying? That shit mad important. We need y'all just as much as the world needs y'all, and we need more representation as just a city, a state, all that shit. We need all of that. But with that being said, man, X-Files dropping motherfucking August 10th. Come fuck with the kid. That shit's mad important. This project is literally about to change the scope of land for everybody, my team, my family, and Jersey as a whole. With that being said, I'm Chris Patrick, and this is Lyric Breakdowns with Enigmatic. I walked in, bro literally said, hey, listen, bro, we already got this shit set up for you. You wanna do this? I had 5 minutes from me walking in, putting my bags down, taking my shirt off because I had a tank top and rapping that whole shit. It was 5 minutes and 47 seconds long. So I spent 10 minutes in there and did that whole shit. One take.